Welcome back everybody, and today I'll be showing you guys how to make the farmer from Barnyard out of polymer clay. So let's get started. So I've already got his shirt and most of his trousers done. I use some light blue for his shirt and some dark blue for his trousers. Trimming off the side of his leg to make his leg a little bit thinner. I'm also cutting off the bottom of his trousers so we can shoes on later on. Do that to both of them. Try to make each leg identical. Now rolling out the clay for the shoes and cutting them to length. It's best to make a wire frame first, so that way you have a base to put the clay on. And now I'm just taking off some of the suspenders of the trouser. As I was making the farmer and going on while making them, it was kind of hard for me to make them because I had to make sure I didn't mess up the suspenders, and that was really hard, so I just took them off. Now making the soles to the shoes, just flattening out some gray clay. You can buy or you can just make some gray clay with white and black. I find this technique the easiest way to put the soles on the shoes. Using some alcohol to get any hair or lint that might be on them. Now just taking some more light blue that's the shade of his shirt to make it look like his pants are rolled up a little bit. Now doing the same around his shirt. Now we are working on the hat. The top of his hat is rather small compared to how big his head is. So just trying to blend it together, just making it look good. And go in there with my hands and covering up any spots that might be messed up. I tried using some material to give it texture, but it ended up just getting more lint on it, so I ended up wiping it off. And putting red around it for that red band, what would you call it? Red piece of cloth. Using my tool to add texture to the clay, but the cloth on his hat. I'm now adding his shoulders. The first versions of his shoulders weren't working out right, so I had to take them off and redo them. Just doing 2 blobs of clay, and now just trying to seal the clay together and putting indents to make it look like his arms are there. Taking off some more lint or hair that might be on, and flattening the bottoms, trying to angle them so they look like the hands are actually in there, or the arms. Now working on the head, just trying to roll out some tan clay. I find this technique I'm using right now better to make his head. And now we're working on his suspender straps. Just some more dark blue, or like I said, normal blue if you need to. Some gray for the buttons that hold the suspenders on. I already went ahead and cooked the bottom half of the Farmer so that I wouldn't mess them up. Here's my picture I'm using for reference. Adding his arms. Now I'm working on his hands. All you really need is like a almost triangular shaped piece of peach clay, and then I'm just putting indents there to represent his fingers where he's holding his coveralls. Yeah. Next, I'm going to add some thumbs. And then next will be his head. Just adding the sides of just trying to blend the head together. Now I'm adding his nose. Shave a little bit of the top because I made it too thick. Yeah. The hardest part would have to be the head, I think. Just taking the head off to make sure I can take it off when I want to bake it. Adding his ears now. I'm making sure his hat will fit. And now, as you can see, I'm making holes for the eyes. Now I'm rolling out some pink clay for his lips. Looks like he's got a frown. And now I'm just trying to put the clay into a smile and cut a thin line. You don't need a big line, just a thin enough line to make it look like his mouth is open. And then I just sort of pushed it back together so it looked closed. Now putting the white in the eyes. And then adding some hair to the sides of his head. Adding his eyebrows. I think I made his eyebrows a little bit too thick. They look good in the end though. Now just adding the color of his eyes, they're blue. Just putting that in there with my dotting tool. And adding some black, which I also do with my dotting tool. Now just working on the sides of his nose. Testing the head again. Now putting a little bit of hair on the back. They seem to try to make the farmer a big thing in the game. Well, testing the hat again. Because they say not to let him catch you. But me and my brother wanted to see if it would work. What would happen if he caught you. So we'd wait in his car at night and wait till morning. He never did anything really. And now just using my pins to add some color. This just adds a little bit more detail. But yeah, the farmer would get home and park his car, and me and my brother would wait in his car, but whenever he came out, it wouldn't really show his expression or anything, he just left. So, it didn't really work. Using some gloss glaze. Wiping away some of the glaze. I'm adding it to the eyes to give some shine. I feel like I should have added some to the mouth, but I never did. I just took a paper clip and straightened it. That's what I'm using. Oh, and a toothpick to put the gloss inside the eyes to give them that shiny effect. Accidentally got some gloss on his nose and his ear, but that's okay. Putting the gloss away, and that's it. The farmer.